Are you ready?
Yep.
Right, okay. Excellent explanation, James, about the diamonds there, and makes common sense. So, I was getting kind of bored with that. Will you sharpen some wood turning tools now?
Yeah, we better show these guys what these things do. So I'm going to start with the credit card stone, the 300 grit and 180 grit. I think you'll find for quite a lot of your tooling the 300 grit is giving you that nice coarse sharp edge, as I call it, where the 180 will really raise that burr ever so quickly. It's almost like having your own pocket grinder there. Now when I'm doing something like a roughing out gouge, very, very straightforward and very simple. I'm going to use the 300 grit. But I find that one of the easiest methods is if you're coming in here and you hit on that first shoulder and just increase that angle till you can feel
the heel. The heel.
Okay.
Toe turn here.
If you actually go straight in here onto the heel shoulder.
Very good, excellent.
And then just increase that until you can feel that you're on both. And then all you're going to do is increase that by about 1 degree. And I find the motion to actually sharpening it, I find it most comfortable if I do that in a circular motion.
Yeah.
And I just slowly move the gouge round, and that has put the edge on. It is that quick. So if you can imagine, obviously you don't have to do it that slow, but if you've got that in your smock and you're bringing this out, and every now and then you're just coming in here and just doing this, you've put the edge on. You're not going to the grinder, you're not taking all that material away from your tool, and you're putting a very, very keen edge.
I know. The tool manufacturers are going to love us.
Yeah, they don't fly me over here for my looks. I'm telling you. So, very, very keen edge on there. If you decide that you want to remove the burr from the inside, then that is why we have this one in the kit, a round taper. And what you must do here is make sure that this is flat on here, not slightly up. It's very important. Any sort of edge, all it is the meeting of two planes. That's what an edge is. So make sure that is flat on there, and then just literally, if you just wipe that round once, that's going to take the whole of the burr off. It's that easy. You use this on your flutes all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that has to be the way that you do it. You might want to develop your own little technique. As far as I'm concerned, the beauty of coming in here and doing that sort of motion as opposed to this sort of thing, which you would see a lot of people doing, to me it's a bit of an intermittent cut, and at least you're taking over a consistent cut if you're working it that way round. Similarly with the machinist file, this comes down to personal preference. I know a lot of the professional turners out there on the circuit who actually prefer that one because they like it in their hand. If they've got a bit of problem with arthritis or things like that, it's just a little bit more comfortable to use. I'm not saying he's got it, but JP loves using this all the time. So does Richard Graffin, and not name dropping, but so again, coming in here, actually Nick Agar much prefers this one. And it's as simple as that again. And of course, if you want to remove the burr, you can. Comes down to personal preference. There isn't a right or wrong, but it's important you want to be using the 300 grit or the 300 and the 180 grit. Majority of the times that 600 grit is a little bit too fine.
But
which one do you use?
Would be ideal. I actually use them all. I like this one. I like this one because it fits in my box for taking out demonstrating.
Yeah.
You've got that handhold. It's a control, but I take them all out, to be honest, and it just depends what I'm actually doing how good or bad the edge is.
Do you do that similar sort of technique?
Yeah, exactly the same. I took my arms in here.
Yeah.
Same thing, circular motion, and just move the tool. If you keep your arms out, you're going to start rocking. It's like tool control on the lathe. Same thing. Get your arms in, get them together, and just around base. Same as you, exactly the same.
And what did we forget?
Shit.
We didn't put the fluid on it.
Yeah, you should.
So
you should actually use them with fluid.
Yeah. Now I did this on purpose to see if Jimmy had been paying attention,
shit.
which obviously he wasn't.
Bullshit.
So whenever we're working with this, that's all you need to do. A little bit of that fluid. That will last well over 12 months. So the fluid there, it actually improves the cut as well. So we're coming in from there. Simple as that, and work it that way around. What's that one again?
It's a parting tool.
Oh yeah, a parting tool thing. So, would you work the 600 grit fine on that, or would you go with the 300 again?
I would have to go with 300.
Would you?
It's that you're going back to that coarse, sharp edge.
Okay.
And remember, most of the wood turners, we sand to a finish. What we're looking for is a finish from the tool without any tear out. We all sand to a finish anyway. Yeah, maybe the odd spindle turner with the skew who wouldn't, but everybody else. So that's the kind of edge we're looking for.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that razor sharp, planed edge. It needs, I think, Mahoney thinks the same as well. A coarse, sharp edge. It's the tear out we're trying to get rid of.
Okay. So again with this one, none of that's rocket science. You can see that we're on the total. You got that, focus, Mary? You can see that you're on the total edge there, and all you're doing is literally just here. You can feel when you're on both there.
Yeah, straight. I know.
Hey.
I use them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's so quick and simple.
Absolutely.
Maintaining
And
the edge.
it just makes it so much
Maintain
easier.
your tools, keep them sharp. It's easy.
Same with the ball gouge. No kidding. So what would you use? I do that in exactly the same way, whether it's that I'm using or this, exactly the same way. Get it into my body, tuck your arms in, find the heel. Remember the heel?
Yep.
Then the bevel. Then just rock it till you find the cutting edge, and again a small circular motion. After, of course, you put the fluid on the file, or the horn or whatever. So that would be, and again, running a fluid, running the rat tail. We used to call it rat tail, caterpillar. Just run a light stroke down there, and it does make a huge difference. Skew, again, just keep the same thing. Keep those angles. You can either do it that way, flat. You could drag it away from you. Again, after put the fluid on. And get a razor sharp edge. The
beauty of all of this is it's so straightforward and easy to use with little pressure, and you're putting the edge on in 2 or 3 strokes.
Actually, there's one other advantage of this one, which you pointed out earlier, and that's with the carbide, because we've got the 600 on that side. One, show them that.
Okay. So we've got here the 180 and 300, and then we've got 300, 600 here. Now, fluid on that, but if you can just pass me that credit card. So this is the 600 grit credit card, and I'm just going to show you how I would sharpen a router bit, which is going to be totally irrelevant as far as your wood turning tools are concerned, but there is a little bit of theory in my madness that hopefully we're going to get to.
Plus the fact that a lot of the wood turners do have this other equipment as well.
So all I do with that, and that is the beauty of this being so thick and not moving anywhere, is there's no bend in that whatsoever. I put that on the side of a work surface and I hold it like so. When you're sharpening something like a router bit, what you are doing is you are sharpening from the flat side to do the profile side. So it's the flat to do the shape. So when I'm sharpening something like a router bit, all I'm doing is bringing that there, and I count on one side, and I count on the other side. I'll lift this up, Mary, so you can see it in a minute. I'm just going to do this because then you can see what's happening.
Bit on your hand, where show them what you've removed.
Now that is what I've just taken in that space of time from that router bit, and that is carbide. Carbide is very soft compared to diamond, but what we are doing is sharpening from the flat side to do the shape. Now, if we follow that theory through on the 600 grit, on this tool that we've been using on our gouges, skews, etc., all you have to do is sharpen on the flat side to do the shape. If you're using these carbide inserts, simply doing that will touch those carbide inserts up.
Okay, and so hold on. How come all the manufacturers say you can't sharpen carbide, you twist them around, and when they've lost their edge, replace it?
In my opinion, so I'm not sued, in my opinion, it's very good for business.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
There's and also allegedly, I've heard various comments in the past where people are using special carbide. Very clever. Well, I use special carbide.
Yeah, I was going to say. So what element on the earth is harder than diamond?
Apart from your wallet, nothing that I know of.
Get lost. I paid for it. Oh, you paid for the other night.
Yeah, I did. So
right, okay, so
on any of these, even if it's round, square, whatever the shape is, I'm just doing that's a bigger surface so you can see that. All you're doing is working that on the flat side, and that will do the whole of the shape. So all your carbide inserts, keep them sharp, but you want to be working on a 600 grit to do your carbide. Do not go on to a 1000 grit diamond. It is too fine. You'll put such an edge on there that you'll just snap it off as soon as it goes into the wood.
So we're going back to that coarse, sharp edge.
That is why within this kit that we've developed together, there isn't something of 1000 grit, because you don't need it for your turning tools. So you can do all your inserts there. Any sort of shaped tooling that has a flat side, you can quite easily do them simply by taking that up and down there. No, you're not going to tell me that's difficult. You know, it's just, it is just so easy to maintain all your tooling. So anything that's got a flat side, you can do it that way around. So you can see the benefits of that straight away. That's a great tool. You can see the benefits of that already. That's a great tool. That is like having your own mobile grinder with you. So you think about it.
Okay, and I'll tell you what, this is one other thing, and actually used quite a lot by wood turners, Forstner bits.
Oh yeah.
Show them that.
Okay.
And then I'll let you go.
No, I need to mention that as well.
I can't afford your bits anymore after this.
Yeah. So, something like Forstner bits, everybody's got loads of blunt Forstner bits. So I'm going to put a bit of fluid on there. And the actual edge that we sharpen is, that'll do, that edge there. If you've got that, Mary, that's the edge that we're coming up against there. That is the edge, and then we sharpen this edge. But all we're doing with that 300 grit is if I come in here, I can see from where I am now. Is that okay there, Mary?
It will be if you give her time to focus, yeah.
Slow down.
Is it okay there or there?
Put it back on your leg.
I'm gonna there.
And now just wait. Now you can go.
Right, go for it.
Yeah, I might
Can
just
you
start
remember
that
what
bit
you were
again.
saying
No,
now?
I'm going to start again. So with the Forstner bits, the major edge that we're working on is this one here, here, and here. And then obviously we need to sharpen this edge. So all you're doing with that 300 grit is we're coming in here, flat on there. So it's just 2 or 3 light strokes. Probably more than 2 or 3.
It will be for that one.
It's
been hammered.
And you just work that around. You can see how easily that fits into that face
Your chair's
on the
rocking.
tooth. Yeah. Could be my spine. And then when it comes to this edge, exactly, rather than trying to do this sort of thing where you're not going to achieve very much at all, just like those router bits, all you have to do is come in from the back, and then that back is doing the whole of
The whole cutting edge.
Yeah. But, you know, without any problems at all.
Yeah.
So Forstner bits, you can sharpen all those up and maintain those as well. Now, things like a ring. Sorry.
It's actually from a hammer.
A ring
tool. A hammer, yeah, ring tool.
Ring
with
tool?
a top cover, and it limits the cut.
Yeah. So obviously something like that, which is a bit of a problem to sharpen, you use.
So that's an interesting one because you've got the 2 edges. Which one would you sharpen one, or would you sharpen both?
I think what I would do is I would be working that very lightly around this edge here. And I would just check to see that you haven't burred it too much. I think the majority of the times it would be alright just doing the inside. If you find you've done a burr on it, or just if you're going to do anything to that side, you've just got to make sure that is just flat.
But it's got to stay flat.
just-
So basically, if you sharpen from the inside, you're never going to change that flatness.
Correct. Same sort of thing as
That's
the
right.
router bit.
Absolutely.
So again, there's another really good easy solution.
Absolutely.
So we've done the carbide inserts, we've done those.
I think that's about it.
And the other thing that I'd just like to, before we wind up, to say is like, don't use these only for your turning tools. These are really good quality products. They will do a lot of other things. You use any of these for your kitchen knives. It doesn't matter about the size of the knife. And I don't know what I'm going over there for. I was looking for the knife.
Where is the knife? There it is.
There it is. So, even down to a knife, if you take this just nice and slowly, you can either work it this way round if you want, or you can work it that way round if you want. So, all of these will do your kitchen knives. That one is...
Cut the paper.
Oh, sorry.
I like that bit.
Yeah?
That's what I like. That's awesome. That's awesome. Brilliant.
Also, if you want to use your tapered file for things like scissors, bevel edge, flat edge, put that on a work surface. You've got that bevel edge. If you just lay that over, so you're looking down flat on that, come down flat on that in a light circular motion with the fluid on it.
Of course.
Then over here, flat on there, and just take off the burr. I'm going to do both sides.
If I,
You can see it.
I can see what it's doing straight away.
When you start doing this, because looking down from here, I can see where I'm cutting on that edge. If you're not quite on the edge, do not move this all over the place. This is your controlling hand for the angle. So always just keep that down here. So I'm just going here.
Yeah, you can see it taking the
Are these out the kitchen or are these out the workshop?
kitchen.
These ones kitchen. I don't know
Yeah,
what,
it's just general.
I don't know what these were like, Mary, beforehand, but if there's one area of scissors that's always a problem, it's just sort of like around the tip areas, but like hopefully we're going to...
Wow.
It's that simple.
Yeah, this is the tip, isn't it?
Similarly,
Shears.
your pruners. I used to come over here and do shows and shows and shows and keep on telling people how they could sharpen their secateurs, and they used to be gone out and nobody was interested. Until I turn around and say to someone like, why aren't people interested in secateurs? It says, because they're called pruners.
And your business went shut the other.
Well, helps if you get the right wording, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So here we have a bevel edge and a flat edge, and again all we're doing here, you can see when you're looking here, and just again a light circular motion. The trick to it all is let the diamond do the work.
Yeah, it's not that
No
hard
pressure.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how quickly you can achieve the edge. Now I'm doing this one dry, and I'm doing this one dry on purpose. Straining it.
Why?
I'll show you in a minute. And then just take the burr off. But that's why
Oh, right, okay.
I have just done that dry.
That's cool.
That is just showing you what I've removed from the blade of that pruner in that space of time. It's awesome. So, very, very soon on Jimmy's website, hopefully in January they'll all be up. I brought a number of these kits over for Jimmy so that he could release them for the first time to some of the people doing his courses. There's been one major problem, that's that we sold out within 2 days of me just arriving because he's had me working. So this kit, which is awesome, will be on his website and Jimmy will tell you more about that. But 5-year warranty on the lot, solves a lot of your problems.
Providing you use the cleaner and the
Cleaning block.
and the clean block. James, absolute pleasure, mate. Always is. Great to see you again. And
Tell the truth.
it is. No, seriously, it's great fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you sometime, someplace, somewhere. Thank you very much indeed. Later.